Hello and welcome back to round 3 coverage from the 2024 European Open. We are in Nokia, Finland, back at the Beast. We got a tie at the top between McBeth and Burr. And you're watching JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
And it seems like a story we've told many times in the past, but Paul McBeth is tearing up the Beast right now. He is just showing vintage, old-school Paul McBeth dominance. That being said, he's not even running away from the field because also matching his 7-down performance on the front 9 is maybe the hottest player on the planet right now, Gannon Burr. But not being left behind by much is Ricky Wysocki, who shot a 6-under on the front 9. You got Chris Dickerson also at 16. He is 3 shots back. Isaac Robinson right there as well. It's so many major championships with those 5 players alone. And we have got one of the most famous back 9s, I think, in the sport of disc golf here at the Beast.
Look how much water's on the course when the drone got to it. I'm glad it's not like that for our round today. Some nice sunny weather for a change after all the rain delays.
Oh my goodness. When was this? I've never seen this course this flooded.
It was probably when they were playing the other course.
Wow. That's some good drainage. Because you see nearly 0 of that today.
Little check-in here with Gannon.
Yep. Call that the garden. This is about 340 feet or so. Look at the truss there with the width and the height.
Whoo, cut it a little close to the hay bale, but he's home.
This man has figured something out.
Disc golf.
Yeah, he's figured that thing
Disc
out.
golf at the highest level possible that we didn't know was real.
Ricky Wysocki a little bit farther back. There's a lot to say about that approach, but it's safe, and that's big here on 10. You can take big numbers. This would be to get to 7 under for the round. Yeah! Wow.
Big Rick.
What a putt.
Didn't even need to jump it.
He's listening. He's going. Plenty of width for Paul.
Pretty good spot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember back in my day when they didn't have those hay bales there. And you just rolled out of bounds. I also remember on 16 you threw as many times as you could.
I remember them days.
Distance.
Seems like that was yesterday, Paul.
Another good shot there. Don't need much here, honestly. If you're left and short, you don't need much. It's about 350 to the hole.
Yeah, if you just barely get past that, like where those trees are. Now Chris is going so wide. This will probably be in the 430 range to the pin. Maybe a little bit less, but not much shorter than 415 to 410. But that's still a pretty stock shot for these guys.
Just needs to hyzer before the tree.
Yeah, this has got some energy behind it. It's a good thing it hit that tree, I think. That probably would have been safe, but certainly is now.
Not much wind out here. In spots, it got a little gusty, but a crisp little right to left wind helping him on this shot. Dodging all of the
And the forward roll, too, for Chris.
light poles there. On a par streak. We need to find a birdie for this guy.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
This looks pretty birdie.
Yeah, this certainly looks good.
Sit. It can roll OB long, but he puts the brakes on in time.
Little high.
Okay.
Annoying little spot, I'll tell you. Yeah.
But a great shot.
Yes. Paul got way up here. How far do you think this is?
340.
Get a little love. There it is. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There it is.
Actually, not a great roll for Paul.
Oh,
Oh, no.
That
I want to say
I did not see coming.
Me neither.
that may be the worst putt I've ever seen Paul attempt.
Is that a commentator's curse?
I don't know. I don't know if it was. That just didn't look like it had a chance out of his hand. And usually Paul McBeth is great at least giving it a chance.
He's made so many putts. Let's
Let's
act
forget
like
that one.
let's act like we didn't see that.
Nice par putt there, Paul.
Yeah.
That close to a star frame on 10. A hole that's yielding 50% birdie percentage to the field, which is surprising because that hole, when there's wind, it can be pretty tricky.
So funny. You slip up just a little bit.
Double, triple.
You're going to get passed up, and that's exactly what happened to Gannon.
Look at this
Now up
water.
It's just not like this at all today. This is unbelievable.
I can't believe this was this much. That just earlier this week. That's incredible.
If you put all that OB everywhere, like all those puddles, that's the way I feel like when I'm playing this hole.
Well, there was a sizable tree in that last gap as you fly over the pond that fell down and has actually opened up a nice route. And I think Niklas is going to be challenging that route right now.
Oh, he skips out of the water.
Wow.
Fantastic.
But in the past, that gap has just been a crapshoot. And now it actually rewards a well-thrown shot.
And a bad one.
And Niklas Antola would have it no other way than taking a birdie here on 11. He is playing very well right now.
Isaki up a little higher.
Yeah, a lot more power for him, so he's able to take it really high.
Oh, and I think that's a fortunate tree. He kicks down. I think he's back edge of C2. And D, that's exactly where he's at.
Back-to-back big ones.
Oh, he knew it out of his hand. Raptor legs, 2 holes in a row, 120 plus feet
Wow.
in 2 holes.
Wow.
That was sick. He
That
knew it
actually-
out of his hand.
That's like nearly 130 feet. Wow. Andrew crossing his fingers.
No. Very specific shot. I mean, a lot of this has to do with when you practiced as well, what kind of wind you had. Hard to get it dialed exactly. Chris has it dialed.
Yeah. Nicely done. Call that one 9 meters.
Oh my. That can't.
If it does get back in bounds, it's
No, I
probably
mean,
going to find that.
I was just gonna say I can't get over
Yeah.
that little.
Best
pond
case
there.
scenario, he hits one of those trees, drops safe, or just knifes short, but unfortunately, he's found the pond.
Okay, so Paul misses a short one. Let's see if he can get something back right away. He doesn't like it, kinda.
Yeah, it's left. He
Why
knows
wouldn't
that.
he like it? That's good.
Ooh, hanging on.
I mean, that got a little more action than it should have, I feel like.
You kind of have to accept the skip. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? I think everybody in the field would be happy to take kind of a fast skip out to the backside. Anything to get over this little pond.
There he is.
Wow.
Just waiting for the highlight.
Nice, Randon.
Now we're working with something. Jump on it. Gave it a little step through.
Good spin rate, too. Gave it a chance. McBeth, long comebacker, 12 meters, maybe 13. A little commentary going back to the prior hole. And Chris Dickerson off the mark. So our...
Can get contagious.
Yeah, it certainly feels that way at times. Our card will be playing hole 11, one shot over par. Thanks to a nice par save by Randon Latta.
So funny to go from 0 spectators earlier today
Yeah.
to 2,000.
Yeah, if not more. I mean, and if it wasn't 2,000, or wasn't more than 2,000 today, it certainly will be on Sunday.
Gannon Burr, 9 through 11.
Oof.
2-shot lead right now.
Well, our players have taken a long walk over here to hole 12. This is a par 4, 600 feet. A little bit of a low ceiling and certainly a tight line. Want to get a disc moving from left to right with either a roller or a forehand. From there, it is a gentle break to the left side. Watch out for the left side rough as it gets pretty tough to save your par. Certainly no birdies come from the left side. We're going to check in with Gannon Burr on his second shot and a little slip there. And that's going to come up pretty short, and he's a little bit frustrated about that slip on the fairway. And that's just barely inside C2.
Gets there quick, doesn't it?
He has tapped into something really special.
It kind of looked like a tap in. Incredible putt from 60 feet.
Chris does lay down the roller.
This looks really nice.
I mean, Ricky has his raptor legs, and it's super exciting running up there. Like, he gets super pumped. I want to see something from Gannon.
He just
Like,
kind of
maybe like
jogs it in.
go gadget arms or something.
I feel like he could reach it from nearly C2 edge. Get his
know?
disc out of the basket.
Some sort of go gadget.
Wow,
Dance.
Randon. Backhand air shot
Oh,
turnover.
Talk to me with the boosters.
Greatest kick ever.
Oh,
The
man.
big boosters.
Oh, I don't think I've seen a better backhand drive on this hole ever.
How could you?
That's unreal. Really challenging that left side is McBeth, and in the end, it rolls.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Muddy fairway, I will say that.
Yes.
Everywhere. very tough footing in the fairway.
I'm surprised we even have a fairway with all these flyovers, man. This course was completely underwater.
He doesn't like it. Gets a good kick. He can go home from there.
And that's about 70 feet short.
Is he one of the guys, though? Is he one of those
Is he
long
one of
guys?
those kind of guys?
Yeah. What kind of guy is this guy? I know what kind of guy this is.
McBeth looked like he kind of slipped after his throw as well, and he's going to find himself right there, the edge of C1, C2.
Not great from there.
This is extraordinary. This is unextraordinary.
Yeah, less so, but still going to have that edge of circle look. He'll be disappointed with that, certainly. This from 80 feet.
Oh, my. Oh,
He's
my.
one of those guys.
Oh, no way.
He's one of those guys.
What? He is. All day long.
Oh, this is going to be stressful in slow motion. Band?
Band.
No, maybe just below, but man, great catch. Great putt.
That thing would have been good from another 15 feet. That thing was moving. What a day this guy's having, huh? Looked like at a certain point he was slipping down a little bit and he's really dug deep and just put together so many good putts and drives. He's still in it.
He's got a good demeanor on him.
That's certainly the case.
No, you don't have to do that to the one guy who's struggling.
Yeah, absolutely.
It always happens. If you're struggling,
That drive just cannot turn into a bogey, and it looks like it might.
no, he's making this. Oh, no.
Yeah. If you haven't been there, you haven't played enough.
It's one of those guys.
Yeah, McBeth is just a different type of animal. He's a beast of some kind. And that is one of the more disappointing bogeys Randon has had today. Especially after the birdie on 10, the big par save on 11, and the booming drive on 12. To walk away with the bogey, that's just not nice. Meanwhile, McBeth stays close to Gannon with his birdie there. Just two back, one ahead of Ricky Wysocki right now.
Hole 13, par 4, 614 feet. Starting out through a tight gap. The fairway then opens up, especially to the right side. So a big forehand is a nice play here. Power backhand also works. Then you're going back downhill, and the basket is right behind this nice big tree. Slight drop off behind the pin. So controlling your speed is important. Making sure you don't go to that long side and leave yourself a difficult comebacker.
Oh. They don't make them that good anymore.
That was
Seems
huge.
like-
That was huge.
That was a monster.
Yeah, it's a perfect shot. You have anything you want from there. A little backhand, little forehand. Probably only about 250 feet to the pin. This will also be fine. Up and over the hill. Nice position.
More in the norm range.
Is this a roller?
It looks rollery.
He's been laying these things down for years. Yeah, he is
This is
all
aggressive.
about the tight technical rollers.
Oh, this is really good.
Not going to get back up the hill.
There is some OB down there. He didn't find it, though.
Thick over there? Anything? Anybody know anything about it over there?
It's not.
Hey, what's going on over there?
There's a couple trees, purple ones. Might play a factor for him.
There's Randon just pummeling.
Boom.
I mean, if you need any indication of why he's here today, he can do stuff like that.
Yeah, if that putt's dropping, fire emoji. This looks like it had a little too much heat, and then he just gets the love.
Let's go. The fun continues for Andrew.
Okay, so it's a tough shot.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty technical. Got to go up the hill underneath these limbs. Got to go hyzer around this little V tree, which I think he comes just a bit short of.
Ooh, another between the V putt for him. He likes those. Made a nice one earlier today. Slow down a little.
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
Okay. That'll get Paul to 21 under.
Sport seems so much easier watching it than it does playing it sometimes.
It's true.
Almost every time, as a matter of fact.
Randon needs to stop doing this.
Almost every sport, when you think about it, is easier to watch than play.
Randon, that's just unacceptable. He's got to give himself a better chance than that. And, wow. Chris gives it a bid and finishes 3 feet behind the basket on a downslope. Something to that floppy putt.
See if Andrew can make good with the good kick he got. Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's hanging on to. He's tied for 8th right now. That gets him a little farther up the leaderboard. Keeps him in the mix. Very impressed with him today. And that gets McBeth to 21 under and only 1 shot back now.
With that birdie, McBeth moves to 21 under, and he's only 1 shy of the pace now set by Gannon Burr. It's worth noting that we are showing old scoring style, where we are showing each hole through the number of holes that our lead card has played, which is something that old Jomez fans might remember, but we are doing that for reasons related to the circumstances of the confusion of all the cards and whatnot. So it's a little bit tricky to follow if you are accustomed to our new scoring system.
See what Proctor's got for us.
And not loving the drive. This part, loving.
Oh, wow.
100+ feet for James Proctor uphill.
Awesome.
He's got some zip. Who I think still, we can talk about the Gannons, the Rickies, the Pauls, whatever you want to do. That's the best putter in the world, I think.
Oh, pulled hard to the right, kicks back into the middle, but a birdie opportunity squandered for McBeth.
Makeable from down there.
Apparently. Whenever I think about long putts, my mind just goes to 2017 Australia Open. McBeth from 150 feet down the hill. Doesn't even jump.
Beautiful shot.
Great forehand there from Andrew.
Oh,
Chris Dickerson slipping off the tee. And I got to say, this is one of the tees I do not trust my footing. I've slipped and fallen pretty hard in this one in the past, and I wonder if that's what McBeth and Dickerson just experienced.
I don't hate that kick for Chris, knocking him down in the middle. Should be a pretty simple par save.
Randon Latta powering up through the gap once again. And guess
Going
what?
deep.
Going deep. And has no interest whatsoever of coming up short. And that will be a par for Chris. Staying at 17 under, still within striking range.
Well, you know he's running, and it's pretty much a free run up the hill. Not too bad.
Yeah,
actually.
had all the power it needed. It's a lonely place.
Good comebacker, though. There's a bird.
Oh, nice birdie there for Andrew. And good power. Looked like he was using a bit of a split finger forehand. And with that par, McBeth and Wysocki are now tied through 14 holes. Still chasing the pace set by Gannon Burr.
Hole 15, one of the toughest on the course. Par 3, 476 downhill with a ton of out of bounds, including this little creek area that you have to clear to reach the green. Some players lay up short, but I expect this card will be full of guys looking to go after the birdie. You can do that either with the backhand flat shot up the middle or with a huge hyzer around the right side.
By far the most bogeyed hole on the course.
It's a great little layup right there.
And that includes 11, which is basically baiting you into taking a bogey. Hole 15 producing nearly half of the field taking bogey or worse. And McBeth eyeing up the ambitious super high hyzer.
Needs to dig.
Needs to go.
Oh, and he's going to come up short, OB.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. So where's his cross point?
I think he's short of the out-of-bounds divider. McBeth's in grave danger of taking his first bogey. A great drive for Chris. A lot of space out there to the left. As long as you're keeping your fairway driver pretty much straight the whole way down the hill. Try to throw this one long, Randon.
Done and done. Oh, come on.
Oh, it would have gone long, but instead I think he's bullseyed.
Awesome kick.
Yeah, where do you think that was going?
Deep
40.
sea.
40 long.
No question.
It's just so happy flying. Look, it's not even trying to hyzer. It's just having a day.
That was cruising long. Oh my
100 feet
goodness.
long.
Oh, never have I ever. I don't think I've seen someone go OB long straight.
See with the touch.
And that's a good course management play there from Andrew. Taking the par. And gaining strokes on nearly half the course. Or half the field. A good effort there from over 100 feet for McBeth.
Need a little more Anheuser there, I think.
It's hard to give this one a full run, even though it's just outside the circle, just because the OB is much closer than you can tell from this camera angle. It's there you go.
You can give that
Especially Chris,
a better bid than that.
He putts pretty butterfly.
That was
you know,
a
he gives
Flopodopolis, man.
You're not wrong.
Just a misfire. It's all good.
And in for the birdie, Randon Latta.
What a birdie. Out of all the struggles he's had today, he just birdies the hardest hole in the world.
17 people on the day taking birdie on 15.
Quite a bit, actually.
It is quite a bit. It's a tough hole. The lead is now 3 for Gannon, who just keeps on striking. 11 down through 15 on his first competitive tournament round on the Beast. He's a very impressive young man.
Yeah, that's a unstoppable pace that he's on. I mean, McBeth and Wysocki playing well and just slowly losing ground.
Yeah.
Incredible. Hole 16, par 4, 728. Tons of rule changes here. Gone are the days of taking double-digit scores on this hole. Now, if you land out of bounds on the drive, there's a drop zone for you about 350 feet away. If you land out of bounds anytime after that, you've got about a 45-foot putt with penalty, of course.
And Gannon going for the big hyzer play.
Oh, no.
And this took just the worst skip. It hit with plenty of hyzer, moving back inbounds and jumped backwards to the right and then rolled OB. And this is that first drop zone you're talking about.
The second one just up there in between those Ford banners. Beautiful shot from back there. So that will save par.
He's got it all. I mean, there's no holes in this man's game.
Those rule changes are just they're awful.
Yeah.
There
was something about the stress of this hole, knowing that you could just throw it away.
Yeah.
And then somebody else might as well.
One of the best moments last year was created because of the drama.
Yeah.
Something that we refer back to in moments of last year in coverage. And
Ricky Wysocki's thrown this tournament away on this hole. He's had this tournament in his hand and taken big numbers on 16 in the past. But this isn't a local change. I think this rule came down from up above the PDGA. I think they put their foot down and said, no more. We don't want to see those big scores.
It needs at least another drop zone at the end of the peninsula that these guys are targeting with their drives, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with that.
At least 3 drop
I'm with
zones.
it.
You can't just be giving pars away to people that are going out of bounds off the tee.
Yeah.
I mean, you can maybe have an opportunity to save, similar to what we saw from Gannon. But if you miss that, I mean, it's effectively capped at a 6. I mean, you could. There's no other hole I can think of where the ceiling is essentially double bogey.
There's no more golfing here. Like laying up to there and then laying up to the corner just to get a par. Why do it?
Yeah, that used to be a viable option.
Right.
You'd see people take that option because they don't want to take the 8s and 9s and 10s.
Now you can just make a 40-footer. You're all right.
That was quite nice.
See, and then the feeling that he gets as a player,
it's diminished.
It's just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, you were like, oh, I did something great just now.
You have to be risking a lot to ever feel like you're a true hero.
Yeah.
I think Harold Duvall said that about his course design. He said that if nothing is on the line, then you're never truly doing something heroic.
Yeah, so whoever did have something to do with it.
That being said, you can still lose a couple strokes here. Birdie is in play for all these guys with good drives. McBeth throws a nice hyzer, and he's landed safe.
Like, effectively just take the hay bales away. It's the same thing.
Well, he's just throwing it to the drop zone that he's going to be putting from.
Yep. He really did.
This looks like it's got to go, but I think...
Go in. Wow.
Yeah. There is a $1,000 bounty presented by Ford Finland for any eagles on hole 16.
And I'm sorry, but when did we start having putting drop downs? Like, that's a funny thing that, like, just developed over the last few years. It's like, all right, we'll have a 60-foot death putt, kind of.
Yeah, like
The
that one.
the
The
one
one
in
we had in
Austin
Austin.
was
Yeah,
the
that was
worst.
like
That was-
33 feet.
Yeah.
I think in 3 rounds, I was no more than 8 feet away, and I felt so good. And every round I played against somebody or with somebody who threw it just 80 feet away out of bounds, makes the 32-foot jump putt, and I beat him by 1 stroke. Was not happy about that. Needs to be some penalty.
Anyways, on to
Yeah.
one of
It's still
the
a beautiful
best
hole.
holes.
It's a beautiful hole. Hole 16 is still a fantastic hole. If it never had the old rules, we might be saying it's a cool hole. But I think what made that hole special was because the fear that was always living in the back of your mind.
I mean, this now 17 has kind of more teeth in some ways.
17's hard.
Yeah, it's
I think
450.
it's the least birdied hole on the entire... Yeah, it's the least birdied hole on the course.
459 feet. I mean, just on this crazy slope. If you want to go for this big sidearm, you're going to have to test that rollaway factor because it bounces and rolls. It's 50-50 split. Backhand down the middle. I mean, I've seen some of the best shots I've seen in my entire life on this hole with mid-range, holding the turn and landing soft. Let's see if one of these guys can do that.
This needs to stop turning right and get down to the ground quick.
Oh, got him.
What just happened?
I think he got him.
Wow. Good effort to get out of the way.
Also, if you see it coming towards you, start getting out of the way sooner. I mean, that was like if you're having to dodge and you're watching the flight the whole way, we got to work on that reaction time.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of birches in between the tee and where that gentleman was standing. Maybe was a last-second sighting of the disc.
He looked like a stunt double or something. He's just dope.
It doesn't even look that windy, but these guys sure are pulling him over.
Oh, Paul, big mistake. Out of bounds turnover early. And it's no easy up and down to save the bogey from there. It's a very touchy approach. And this has got to keep hanging right because this part right here scares me. But you're right, Paul. When it's done well, it's one of the most beautiful, slow-moving left to right shot shapes you'll ever see.
Well, somebody's going to have to throw it tomorrow to win the tournament, I think. Usually comes down to a well-thrown 17.
That is so good from McBeth. The touch there to get the angle right so it doesn't roll more than just a tiny bit is very well thrown. Look how close this was for Andrew. See, now this is in danger of rolling a bit more. It's got more angle here. But pretty softly thrown, so it nestles. Very fast 25-footer coming up.
Why did he kneel down?
Whoops.
Yeah, a little more stress than you'd like.
I'd say a lot more stress than you'd like. That was...
If he was standing up, it would have got there. I've never seen a kneel down throw with nothing in the way.
Chris is just hoping he can knock this one down. And man, oh man, does he ever. What a hit. That is getting away with one right there. Truly good poise. I mean, when you make a blunder like that, knowing the mistake is leaving it edges circle short and leaving yourself the scariest putt, you could really beat yourself up for it. Chris steps up, cool, calm, and collected, and knocks it down.
So Andrew was out of bounds. He ended up being OB and taking a bogey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Just didn't see the OB sign or indicator. So let's take a look at these scores now, guys, because we have a potential for what I think would be one of the most insane lead card Sundays ever at a major. And the only thing that's missing right now is a Finn. I think for a Finnish major championship, a Niklas Antala, if he's on that card, it would be... I don't think you could arrange a better foursome. So Chris Dickerson is hoping to thwart my plans here. All he's got to take is a birdie or a par, and he will be on that lead card with Ricky Wysocki, Gannon Burr, and the Beast. Is it a 5-time or 6-time European Open champion, Paul McBeth?
I think 5.
Okay. A little Papa Nate action here, going forehand-in.
Yeah, blocked by the tree. Couldn't take the big backhand hyzer that I was hoping to go for.
Oh, well, that's safe, and safe is never bad on 18. Big scores can happen left and right, but you're left yourself about 60-some-odd feet. And ka-ching! What a finishing putt, and what a great round. Is that 8 under total for the event, 7 under for the round?
Correct, yeah.
Solid.
Great little putt.
Look how much distance Gannon bites
Wow.
off there.
That's great.
I mean, I feel like this guy has just studied every single European Open tape and is just practiced in his mind every single one of these holes.
You're probably right. Does this have enough length? Oh, of course it does. This green's getting smaller every year, but plenty of distance there. He just swings so easy that it looks like a missed short.
Pretty soon you're going to have to hit the little thing like you did just to be in bounds.
Yeah.
Like if you don't hit it, you're OB. You have to dink it.
Oh, man.
In the air, too. You can't skip dink.
No.
Yeah, just
We got
dink.
a spotter for that.
Yeah, dink doink.
Dip doink, dink doink.
But it's okay because if you do, you can just go to a 25-foot drop zone.
And I think that's an intentional short drive for Chris into
Really?
what I think is a do you not think so?
No, I'm curious.
No, I think
Yeah.
well, it's a great spot from there. It's wide open. If you start going a little bit longer like Gannon did, you bring the opportunity to find yourself in those trees, and it can be tricky. Like Nate didn't have a clean swing, had to go forehand in. But if you play it short intentionally, case in point here, Miranda finds himself inside one of these. Is this a pine? What kind of pine is that? Is it
I think it's a fir.
a fir? Okay, thank you. But the short play is very valid. I mean, you leave yourself 360 to 370 in.
I like this play, the big flex. I think if you do it correctly, you can get past all the trees like Paul's doing
that's
right here.
that's a fantastic spot. The issue is just to the left of your screen there. There is one of those big firs, and if you just miss the distance by a little bit short or a little bit long, you've got a very tricky shot on your second. But we'll see what Chris is left with.
That one.
That's the one. That's back in bounds, but I don't know if Randon will be able to execute a clean throw. Now, I think Chris would have liked to maybe achieved another 50, 60 feet.
No, I don't know about that. Out of bounds over the fence.
Okay. So the picture gets a little clearer. Chris has got to make that putt to stay on lead card going into the final round now. And if he does not, we are going to have a Finn on the lead card of the major championship. And oh no. Andrew Miranda has grip locked his approach shot, just a safe throw, and has gone out of bounds.
Paul trying to get back to 21 under par.
This is going to skip dink.
Oh,
Almost.
go to the drop zone, buddy. So good.
Oh
Uh-oh.
boy, Homer Simpsoning. It's not what you want to be doing right now at this stage. Left with no other options and just a pitch out.
Needs to go over the stage.
Yeah.
What are you made of?
You want a little more than that. Chris, hat off. He wants it. Oh, hat's still on. My bad.
It's camouflage.
Hand up, my bad.
Sit. Okay. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Randon, Latta!
That's a great putt. Great way to finish. Unfortunately, it's going to be a bogey finish for Andrew Miranda, but he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Miranda!
That's tough.
Oh, boy. What name did they say at first?
Randon Latta.
Oh, oops.
Dickerson.
That's fingers for you. And a day Randon Latta will soon like to forget.
The
Unfortunately,
real Randon Latta!
unfortunately, I don't feel like we saw the real Randon Latta today, but we did get to see the real beast, and we got to do some pretty beasty things today. From 6 under to start to 21 under after the 2 rounds played today. I don't think you could take the entire field, pick out 4 names for the final round, and have a more exciting finishing card. I think Gannon Buhr, Paul McBeth, Ricky Wysocki, Nicolas Antala is the best possible outcome that we could have at the European Open.
And though Chris Dickerson falls off the lead card, he's still within striking distance. And I don't know if you caught that, but he slid a sweet burn in there. I don't know, Mike said UC didn't even play today, and he's still got a bogey.
That's
I heard
good.
him say that, still got a bogey, but I did not hear the first part. That's Chris Dickerson's humor for you. If you don't know Chris, he's a feisty one. He's a funny guy, but he's going to be funny from this chase card tomorrow. And we've got Gannon Buhr with a 3-shot lead over the field and 7 over Nicolas Antala, who's on the lead card. So a little bit of comfort perhaps for Gannon as far as slipping away from podium, but he's going to have to play one of the best rounds of his life if he wants to hold the beast and the Ricky Wysocki, who has not won a major championship, going all the way back to his world championship title in 2017.
I just saw a crazy stat that said Paul McBeth has never lost a major championship when he was 3 strokes behind. Food for thought.
Oh, this is going to be so good. I cannot wait for tomorrow. We'll see you there, guys.